And we are live. What is up, everybody? Welcome back. We are here with Bobby F. Parihar. Bobby, how are you?
Great. How are you, buddy? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly. Bobby, once again, we're back, and we are talking numerology, one of our favorite subjects, something that you are a professional at. And just to recap, just in case people are just catching on with this third video about name numerology, they found it possibly by searching. Just in case they're just hopping on the first time, can you give a little bit of background on who you are and what you're doing with numerology here?
Okay, so my name is Bobby F. Parihar. I'm really blessed and honored to be a part of this and speak with you again, Jimmy. You know, we have a lot of fun doing this, and obviously numbers is a really big passion for us. How do I explain what numerology is? I'll let you know a little bit about myself. I'm a jack of all trades. I wouldn't call myself a professional numerologist, but I am learning, and I am on the road to keep making sure that I'm able to serve people more. If you're not familiar with what numerology is, let's just say that everything in life has a vibration. Everything in life has some sort of a makeup behind it, or has some sort of an algorithm or some sort of a pattern that will have definitions of its character, its personality, what it's doing. And when we take this to people, we can now get amazing information for someone. The power of insight into your own soul, into your own body, into your own life is absolutely phenomenal. You're able to take a look at your motives, take a look at the things that you want in life, take a look at the challenges that you're going through, how you deal with things, your character, your personality, your guile, the way that you handle the world and the things that you do when bad things happen. A lot of people believe in karma, or a lot of people have things about them that are like religious and past lives, or like a God's plan and things like that. So the reality is that you're a step away from learning who you truly are. And what I do for people is I talk to them. So I'll be able to tell you the path that you're on in life. Sorry, this light's kind of getting, okay. So I'll let you know the path that you're on in life. When you're born, you have a life path. Okay, so you're born at a certain date and you're going to end at a certain date, and that's the story of your life. So that's your life path. And then what we talked about was mastery numbers, which are basically numbers up and talking about different levels of lessons and things that happen to a human. But along this path, you get a name. Your parents named you. And this is what we're going to do tonight, is we're going to talk about the car that you drive. And my dad just told me this one yesterday, and I've heard it once before, but it's like imagine a group full of young 20-year-olds and you're one of them, and you're asked, what car do you want? Think of your dream car. You're only ever going to get one. What's the dream, most amazing car that you could ever want in your whole life? What is it? And so everybody thinks about their car, and I'm like, you know what? I don't know, some kind of crazy Ferrari or something. And then he says, that's your body. And then I was just like, wow, you only get one. You only get one body. But on your body that you get, you are called different names. I was born as Belwan Francisco Parihar. When I was a kid, they always just called me Bobby. And then when I was a little bit older, I started going by Bobby F. Parihar once I realized how I could tweak my vibration. So sometimes you ever see someone's got a very interesting name, or they've got a very like a small little initial or something. It could be that their name is actually aligned. It could be that their name has been adjusted. But let's just take it like this. Imagine you're playing a guitar. You just strum something crazy and it doesn't sound like anything. It's going to sound like static. It's going to sound like a blah, like nothing is, there's no noise there. But now imagine if you put your fingers in the right spots and then you strum and it's a nice bring, like it's a nice harmonic sound. So this is what we do with numerology, and we find out the harmonic sound, the frequency behind someone's name. So let's take this example out of music and into childhood. If you were growing up and you're a little boy and your mom is like, you're such a beautiful boy. Oh my God, you're so smart. How are you such a smart boy? I'm so proud of you. I can't believe it. Oh my gosh, my little boy is so smart. He's such a good looking kid. He's probably going to grow up feeling good looking and smart. On the other end, if you call someone, you shithead, I can't believe you, what the heck is wrong with you? You're not amount to anything. Chances are that's going to drill into the kid's psyche. So whether we like it or not, the words that we use have a lot of vibration. A lot of people are very familiar with the 4 agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz, and he's the very first agreement is to be very impeccable with your word, because it has a vibration. A lot of people tell me, oh, you know what, you got a lot of poise, you have a lot of tact, you know, you speak very well, you speak like a very articulate speaker, and it wasn't always that way for me. I just had to keep talking in order to find a good way for me to be able to communicate with others. So I'm really pleased to show you guys exactly what the vibration of a car can do for you on your life path. There are different types of life paths. I'll quickly just recap them all. You got 1 to 9, 1 being the leader, 2 being the partner, 3 being the creator, 4 being the worker, 5 being the fighter, 6 being the leader, 7 being the monks, 8 being the highly intelligent business person, and 9 being the humanitarian. Then we have the 11 who's going to be the master teacher. Then we have the 22 who's going to be the master builder. We have the 33 who's going to be the master lover. So there are other higher master numbers out there, but let's just stop because that's not what we're going to talk about today. So these paths that you have on your life, imagine 1 is going to be a dirt road. 1, there is no road. 1, there's a super Autobahn highway. 1 is just a city street. 1 is just a dark path. So there's 9 different types of paths that you can have. The problem that we see in life, this is what I do for people, okay, guys? So I'm going to talk to you about the numbers that you have. I'll talk about the numbers that you don't have. I like to talk to you about the relationships that you have, the other people driving cars around you so that they can get a little bit of the action. They can fill in some of your gaps. You can fill in some of their gaps. And then 4th, we talk about name adjusting. So when you be able to talk about your personal situation, let's follow along. We're going to do some numbers here. We're going to calculate some names. But imagine for a second, if you're the type of person who's driving a Ferrari on a dirt road. Imagine if you're the type of person who you're a tractor and you're stuck on the highway. Imagine if you're the type of person who's a helicopter and there is no road. You're just going through the jungle. Imagine if you're a supercar, Ferrari sitting on the Autobahn. Imagine if you're a tractor that is sitting on a dirt road, on the farm road. So you can see that there are going to be different types of vibrations that are suited for different types of roads. For the most time of my life, I've been stuck like, this isn't going to be specific, but let's just say I wasn't the right type of car for the right type of road. The type of road I wanted was like an HOV lane with family and love and everything, but I had a car like a magic carpet. So I don't have a family car that I can build a family with. I had a magic carpet that was going to let me wander off into spirituality. So when I met my new numerologist for the first time, and she blew my freaking mind, Leah Sinclair, blew my mind and basically showed us absolutely everything. I owe absolutely all of this to this teachings of this woman. She decided that she was going to help me find a new name. So what we did was we took off the, different initials, we had different vibrations, and we came up with one that actually expressed what I wanted in my life, what I wanted to achieve in my life path. Things that as a life path 11, I need to teach. I want to be a partner. I want to be a loyal lover. I want to be somebody who's going to be really sweet to my family. I want to be someone who's going to be able to help somebody and also be very spiritual. But I love connection. I love sales. I love being able to give things to people and being able to do things for people. So what we ended up doing was we gave me a vibration that was not the one that I had. It was the one that I wanted. Now I'm good in business, or, able to approach the law of attraction. On the inside now, I have a very solid, stable place that's a very holy space within me. And then when I express out into the world, I express as someone who wants to be a leader, someone who wants to be a family man, someone who wants to have love and money in harmony. So if some of these concepts are a little bit strange for you, I know that there are links at the bottom of the screen and at the bottom of the playlist that can show you part 1, part 2, part 3. They're only about 25 to 45 minutes long, so it's not like you're going to be here forever, but this thing is actually really cool. You're also more than welcome to come and reach out to me, reach out to Jimmy, get my contact information. I'm here available on Facebook, and let's get going. I want to be able to talk to you guys. I want to be able to show you how to calculate your name. So let's take a look at your name for a second, and we're going to use analogies. I like to use metaphors quite a bit. So the first thing that we're going to envision is an egg. Okay, so that an egg has a shell, an egg has a yolk, or the inside of the shell is the inside of the stuff, and then it also has a total piece, which is like the chicken that's about to hatch. So in that paradigm, your name holds the same way. Your name appears. You have an appearance, which is the shell. You have the inside of that. The part of you, the inner desire, and then you have your inner dream, and then you have this total combination of what these two numbers do. So if you want to keep along, James, you can do this as well if you want. I don't have a pen and paper here handy, so if anybody wants to do a free numerology reading right now, let's do it. This is going to be absolutely amazing. You can also Google, name numerology or name numerology calculator. That will actually help you to calculate this really fast. But what you're going to do is you're going to write your name on one line. Okay, make sure there's a space above it and a space below it. Okay, so Jimmy, just let me know when you've written your name. And while you're doing that, I'm going to let you guys know how many names you actually get. So your first name is the one you're born with. You didn't get a choice. Your parents gave that to you, and you're just walking around with the name. Balawan Francisco Parihar. I'm like a curry taco. But it was just an awesome expression because, you know what? I love my Indian heritage. I love my Spanish heritage. So why not? Let's just call me Balawan Francisco. My parents, they lucked out on that one because I like the vibration of that name once I found out what it was. So then I went by Bobby. So now I have a second name. I went by Bobby F. Parihar. I've got another name. So you may have James K. Kim or James Kyungmin Kim as your original name, and then you started going by Jim, then you started going by James, then Jimmy, then James K. Kim. So each of these is a different layer. Each of these is a different car that's parked in your garage. The first one that you get ever, you're always going to have that. No one's ever going to change that from you. That's your starting point. If you're spiritual, if you're religious, or if you really believe in that kind of stuff, what I'll explain to you about that is that that's everything that your soul came to earth with that was mastered to learn, karmic, or something else that needed to happen. So when I had that, it wasn't balanced. Okay, there are not very many ways to balance your name. There's about 1,400 different ways of aligning, of having a vibration. And there's only like 22 ways for you to have an alignment. And out of that, there's only like a half a dozen or so ways to be mastery. So when I have the chance to talk to somebody, when I have the chance to help somebody, I get a chance to tell you what name you had, what name you're dealing with, and what name you're using. And so people are like, okay, let's dive right in, right? Your name is going to have you're going to write it down, and you've probably already written your name down. Now you're going to have to count with me what each letter is in the alphabet. So on top of your name, we're only going to touch the vowels. Okay. So on top of your name, you're going to say 1 for A, E is going to be 5, and then I is going to be 9. Yep. So if you add those 3 up, you're going to get 6.
Yep.
If I'm correct. Okay.
1 plus 5 plus 9, which is 15, and then reduce that 1 plus 5, and that equals 6. Yes.
I'm going to give you guys a little cool trick that Leah taught me about the number 9. Anytime you add the 9 to anything, it's the same number that you added it to. So 4 plus 9 is 13, 1 plus 3 is 4. 2 plus 9 is 11, 1 plus 1 is 2. So anytime you add a 9, it just magnifies the number that it actually got to. So keep that in mind because 9 is a very powerful number to have. But let's put it this way: the 9 in the I and the Kim, we can almost cross it out on our total calculation, because it's going to add up to 6 anyways. So now on the bottom, we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to do consonants. So under J, we're going to put 1. Under M, we're going to put 4. Under S, we're going to put 1. And under K, we're going to put 2. And under K again, we're going to put 2. And under M again, we're going to put 4. So let's just count that just to make sure. So we said J was 1, right? So A, B, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. That's 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. M is 4. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M. So that's 13. 1 plus 3 is 4. So I think I'm good. I think the math is okay. It should equal up to 5. We already know this because I already did the calculation earlier. But James, if I did the numbers right, then the second line should add up to 5?
It adds up to 14. So then 1 plus 4 then reduces to 5. Yes.
Perfect. So now you have these two numbers. The 6, the first one is the shell. Okay. So the 6 is how James appears in life. This is what James is. He's a leader. James is someone who's a communicator. The 6 is something who cares about what he does. When he does something and when he makes an action, this fellow appears to be someone who at the surface level is communicating very well. He's communicating with purpose. He's communicating with intuition, and he's also very balanced appearing. Now, on the inside, we have the 5. The 5 is a fighter number. It's the fire. It's the desire. It's the wanting, the willingness to move. It's the willingness to adventure and to try new things. It fights for people. It's got a strong warrior spirit within it. It's a very like, I need to travel. I need to get moving. I need to do something. So it's a very active vibration that people have. When we add those two together, sorry, just give me 1 second, guys. I'm online. Sorry. So yeah, now the 5 happens on the inside. So then the inside of you, this is like what's going on within you. This is the thing that you're dealing with on the inside. You need to fight for people, Jamie. You need to go inside and you need to get going. You need to like start getting it matters to you what happens to kids. It matters to you what happens to old people. You care what happens to people who can't speak up for themselves. Like, it's a very beautiful place that you're in to have that fire on the inside. So let's add 6 and 5 together. We get 11. James is a life path 11. Now he's running a name 11. He's basically a power connector. This guy is a master teacher. He is someone who's going to imbue knowledge to someone else. He's going to be a leader with a big fight on the inside. He's going to be someone who wants to be able to give someone spiritual knowledge. He's going to give them a good pat on the back. He's going to give them a really good hug. You're going to be a really good, solid best friend, but you're going to have information. You're going to have something to give to someone. So let's just say that you had the 1 in front and you're a 1 leader. You appear to be someone who's very, very, big on the outside, but on the inside you have a 2. And now that means you want partnership on the inside. So then when you add 1 and 2, you get 3 together, and 3 now is going to be something that, let's say, is like a creative artist. There are a lot of conflicting vibrations that can happen in 1400 and something different ways to align your name or misalign your name. So you could be dealing with, on the outside, wanting to settle, but on the inside, never wanting to settle. And then on the total expression, being pulled into another direction as well. Let's do mine really quickly. If you don't mind, James, let's just do, go to the Paul Sadowski site and let's just get the evaluation for it.
Yep.
So start with, let's just do Valmont Francisco Parihar. Let's do my full original vibration.
Yep. Spelling on the first name?
B as in Bobby, Alwant. So Valwant.
Yep.
Then Francisco, like San Francisco.
Yep.
Then Parihar, like you see it there, Parihar.
Okay. Submitting and all right.
2, 5.
You're at a 7, 11, 5. Still on?
7, 11, 5, 7?
Yes. Yep, 11, 7, 5.
11, 5, 7, right?
11, 5, 7, yes.
Yeah, sorry. So it shows up in a strange way on that side. Okay, so on the outside, I appear to be someone who's very much connector. I like to be very spiritual. I like to be very intuitive. I have like an ability to maybe see. I'm very sensitive. I can see more than with just my eyes. I have an eyeball in my heart and I have an eyeball in my gut. So as an 11, it's a little bit of a tougher path because I base myself on relationships with other people. So if you know me, you know this is true. You know that I align quite a bit to the relationships that I hold with other people. Now, on the inside, as a 5, I have a very big fight within me. So I want to be screaming and running and leading the flag, and I want to run an adventure, and I want to keep going places, and I always want to fight with people and like take care of people and like stand up for the people that I really love. And then on the inside, or on the total expression, the 7 is not communicating. It wants to be very quiet. It wants to be very meditative. So imagine the conflict that I'm dealing with. I want to talk to people. I want to teach people. I want to lead people. I want to be there for people. And on the inside, I'm very angry and I want to fight and I want to adventure and I want to keep going everywhere. But then when I round it all up, I'm cool just meditating and sitting around and not doing anything and talking to God on the inside and going and praying. So like I'm being pulled in a couple different directions. So this is going to affect how I deal with life. I may want to be a partner, but then I may disagree with you, and then I may not communicate what I'm saying. So you can see how it can be very problematic for me as a life path 11 to have a number that doesn't want to talk, that doesn't want to say anything. So what we did was we changed it to Bobby F. Parihar. Let's do that one, Bobby F. Parihar.
Yep.
I already know the vibration on that is 876. So this is a vibration that you would use for family. This is a vibration that you would use for a provider. This is a vibration that you would use for someone like a giver, or someone who wants to make money and doesn't want to lose the sense of passion within intuition. The 8 is a very magnetic number. The 8 is all about intelligence. It's all about communicating a larger idea. So when I put the 8 on my outside, I appear to be someone who's very law of attraction. I can manipulate my environment very easily. People like to listen to my ideas because I'm very much in the brain. On the inside, when I hit the 7, now suddenly I'm dealing with a very quiet space, a very intuitive space. The 7 and the 8, the way that Leah has explained to me, is like being a kid in a candy store, because the candy store is everything available for you, and the kid is able to say, I want that, and I want that. And then when I express into the 6, it's a nice balance because it's a leadership number. It's a number that has equal parts money, equal parts love. It's a number that also has business, but it also carries on the intuition of a spiritual person. So this is not only balance, but this is a mastery number. So this means that I'm going to be able to go through a little bit bigger of lessons in life. I'm going to have to learn things a little bit harder than other people do. I'm going to have to go through experiences that would rip some people apart. And I have been going through that. Trust me, everybody does. This is life. You can't avoid it. If you don't have, honestly, if you didn't come to go big, then you may as well just go. And having big numbers in your life is not easy. It's not something that I would recommend. If you want the biggest and the best, there's probably some ego involved. Maybe that means you just want the right numbers for you. So I'm not just going to give you the biggest number that I can. I'm going to give you the most appropriate number for your dream. Some of you guys with life path 1s and 2s, you want to be leaders or connectors. I'm going to give you numbers that work on that. The life path 3, if you're a life path 3, you want to be more artistic and more loving and be a very loyal person, maybe I'll give you a number that will be more in tune with you being able to create and express. So the number that you have on the road that you drive makes all the difference in the world. And this is going to be a special message to all the ladies out there, because I know what happens when you guys fall in love and you want to get married and you want to change your name. Come and see me before you do that, because you know that people change when they get married. And when they take someone else's last name, suddenly they change and they're no longer the same person. And this happens a lot to people, and they say that the leading cause for divorce is marriage. And so, one of these things that we go through with alignment and compatibility is to show you that you can have an adjustment to your name. You can have something that makes you more of the partner that you need to be. It makes you more of the person that you need to be. If I look at a successful couple and I look at both of their names, chances are there's compatibility. Chances are when she took his name, she took on a vibration that wasn't going to be conducive to their business together or conducive to their family. I've seen people who have broken up, and I realized, well, you used to be really nice, and then when you took his last name, suddenly you turn into a different person. So I understand when women say, I don't want to take a last name. I understand when they say that, you know what, I don't want to change my last name because people just don't do that. They're scared for some reason. And it's, again, the same concept that you don't need to know why it works in order to know that it works. There's intuitive purpose in there that says, I don't want to be called, like Melissa Shithead or like Melissa Poo-Poo. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you want to have a nice name that actually vibrates and resonates and helps you achieve the path that you're on in life. So when I talk about compatibility, when I talk about numerology and names, I mean to be able to set you up with the right car on the right road that you have. You're never going to be able to change 3 minors in your life. You always have the same road. You were born in a world that you didn't get to choose, but you do get to choose where you go and how you get there. So I'm pretty sure I may have some questions from you there, James. If you want, we can do another name if you want to find one. If you guys want a little bit of a tip, there's a site that you can go to on Google. If you just Google name numerology and like a name calculator, let's put it this way: your total expression should be a 6 or an 8. I usually suggest a 6 or an 8. So if you want to be super hardworking, and let's say you're the type of person who wants to work every day for the rest of your life, and you want to take up a hammer every morning and you want to pound it, I'm going to give you a 4. If you're the type of person who wants family and you want love and you want to have the balance between the two, I'm going to give you a 6. If you're the type of person who's like super focused on money, super focused on trying to get things done, I'm going to give you an 8. Usually I want to give people balanced numbers, but there are times when people don't want to change their name, when people want to deal with what they're dealing with. And you can have an imbalanced name. It's not like the end of the world. But what I find is that when you go through imbalance, one of the things that you usually are faced with is karmic equations. Okay, so the things that you go through in life, the things that happen to you, the way that you deal with things, maybe you're really aggravatable or you're irritable, or sometimes you just don't want to speak about something. That could be in part because of the vibration that you hold. That could be because your middle name has a very interesting hidden message about your body. You don't use your middle name, but it's there in the beginning. How about Kim? Can we do maybe when we talk about the last name, we talk about the vibration of your shield, the vibration of the legacy of your family. So let's take Parihar or Kim. I'm not sure which one you want to do. Kim should be 955.
All right.
JK 966. I think Kim is going to be 966.
Okay. It is. Yes, you are correct. 966.
I'm pretty fast. Okay, well, the name was kind of short. So 966, the Kims, they are super giving. The Kims are absolutely always serving others. They're the people who want to give to other people. Even if your name is Kim, then you're the type of person who just gives everything to everyone else. This lack of ego, and your sense of ego is attached to your ability to be of service to someone else. The 6 is the leader. It's the one who wants to communicate. I think 966 might be mastery, might be balanced, my friend. These types of people are people who really want to give everything to other people, and they really want to build something that lasts longer than them. The fact that we have a 9 multiplies the 6. So not only is he an egg on the outside, but he's the same yolk and the same chicken on the inside. That's not a chicken. You're like an eagle, bro. But the same thing is that when you hatch, you're still in the same vibration. So this is the type of person who gives a lot to other people, super intuitive. The problem with the 6 is that it gives a lot to other people. It gives more than it should. And the 9 takes it over the edge. So you could be super giving. You could be over giving. The Kims may give their left arm for someone. And that's the problem with this vibration, is that the 9, sure, take it. Everything is for you. The 6, my left arm, sure, take it. I've got another arm. And so these are the types of things that you're dealing with when you have numbers. Sometimes you're going to want to balance them out. Sometimes you just want to keep them the way that they are. If we take anybody's last name, it's going to give you an idea of what your family type is like. It's like the code of ethics, but behind the character of the people with that last name. So it's kind of like an underground, or like the chassis for your car, if you will. It's hard to explain when you talk about how many different vibrations you have, because you have a lot. You've got your first name, middle name, last name, your full name, your called name, your married name, your maiden name, your nickname, your Facebook name. This is where we're going to start tonight, because the Facebook name is super important, guys. I know that people don't want to necessarily always be found. I know that, you want to come up with some cool name on Facebook. Let's put it this way. Right here inside the gut of your soul is this diaphragm. It's like the internal universe. It's like your pump that you have in your life, okay? Every single person has their own small little universe. So when I look at you online and I see your name, James K. Kim, I don't know it's a 652. I don't care what a C sharp is defined as. I just know what it sounds like. I know what it sounds like when someone plays a D chord. I know what it sounds like when someone plays a mashup of noises and doesn't actually make a sound. So when I see James K. Kim, I automatically, subconsciously ping him. I'm now another person of how many thousand people that you have on Facebook that are sewing you as James K. Kim into the fabric of time. So now everybody places their own little, oh yeah, he's James K. Kim. Oh yeah, he's Bobby F. Parihar. Oh yeah, he's Bobby F. Parihar. And that's just basically how they know you. So if I go around calling myself shithead, people are going to be like, I don't understand why you would do that. And they may not know what Bobby Parihar means. They may not know what Bel Juan Francisco means, but they may still get a weird scratch in the head idea. But if they see Bobby F. Parihar, it's it's a nice flow to it. They say James K. Kim, it's a nice flow to it. So we know that the vibrations we hold are very important, but also the antenna that you have is super important for the people around you. So when you have a name on Facebook, other people are going to see it. Please don't change your names. Please do not change your names, guys. Do not change your names without talking to me. if you really feel like you're not in the right place, if you're not in the right frame of mind, if you're not in the right place you want to be in your life, there are ways to get around it before changing your name. But changing your name is as much as getting married. You may as well be getting married. Because if you change your name, things are going to change for you. What I usually suggest, what Leah usually suggests, is to take a name for at least a year. Like, do a try-on phase. It's like coming out of the dressing room. You have an outfit. You're gonna have to, have your walk around, and you're gonna have to try it on and see if it fits and if it makes you look good. And, you might want to try to return the name after, or not want to use it. But if you go ahead and start changing your name, changing your legal name, changing everything, or you're playing with so much fire, guys. So what I'd love to say to you is that I'm here. I'll help you do a name adjustment, but that's number 4. You know what usually happens? Number 1 is you learning about who you are is probably the most enlightening experience I can ever give to anybody. If you learning about who you are, that takes care of 90% of the battle. Who you're not, it just points you where to go in the library. Just points you where to go on YouTube. If I show you who you're not, you're going to be able to, hey, you know what? Maybe I should go read a book on communication. Hey, maybe I should go read a book on business. Hey, maybe I should go read a book on art. Maybe I should go and fill in the gaps. And then what we have is the third one, which is relationships. This is compatibility. So then I can show you, who are you hanging out with? Who's your dog? Who's your mom? Who's your brother? Who's your sister? Who's your wife or husband? Who's your boyfriend or girlfriend? Are they competing with you? Are they complimenting you? Or are they taking away from who you truly are? So what I'm able to do for you, and then if you're like, you know what, I don't want a marriage, I don't want to have anybody, I'm not ready to get married, I'm not ready, then perhaps maybe let's align your life path to your name so that your karma can balance out, so that you can be here to learn what you want to do, enjoy how you want to enjoy, and just really at peace with life. So I don't know, man, this part is super vital because you can change it. Okay, so your life path you can't, but your name path it's really dangerous. And a lot of people take it for granted. A lot of people just go and start doing things without consulting professionals. And I'm learning a lot about what it means to take on a new vibration. Things completely changed for me, and I feel like a plink right in the right place at the wrong time. And now suddenly I'm dealing with the new vibration that I'm on. The old vibration had so many karmic situations that when I took my new name, they all just unscrewed. They all just opened up, and suddenly now I'm dealing with a lot. And that took me about 1.5 years to adjust to. Now I feel very confident, comfortable with it. I love my name. I understand it. Maybe I might take another one. Maybe I might go by Balwan Francisco one day. I have been going by Balwan, but when I was younger, a few of my family still calls me Bal. So if I go through all the names I have, Bobby, Bal, Balwan, B, Bob, Bobby Parihar, Bobby F. Parihar, Balwan, Francisco, some of my family call me Paquito. I've got a lot of different names in tow, and it can get really confusing. So, I mean, I know a lot of people have a lot of names. There's some people who when I talk to Europeans, they're like, I don't have a middle name. It's a European thing. I don't have a middle name. I'm like, okay, that's cool. That's awesome. A lot less karma to deal with. They're a lot more straight up, a lot more forward. And I love that about people. And then there's usually Spanish people who are like Rodrigo, Rodriguez, Julio, Antonio, it's 5 or 6 names, Bonillo Aguilera. It's just you take your mom's name, you take your dad's name, you take your mom's maiden name, you take your dad's name. It's okay, you know what? If people wanted to do that to me, I would be like Balwan, Bobby, Francisco, Robert, Parihar. It'd be just too much. So shorten it down, get it nice and tight. Let's do this together. And I'd love to be able to do that. I'm not sure what we're going to be able to do. This is what we're going to talk about next time. Okay. So you think naming your life is kind of cool. What about your telephone number? What about your address? What about your bank account? What about the environment numerology is absolutely amazing, guys. People have a credit card number that has a vibration that doesn't care and was just going to spend money and keep on accumulating? Or do you have a credit card number that is by the rules? It's always getting cleared off. It's always getting balanced. Do you have a bank account that is money, accumulating? Or do you have a bank account that is got a hole in the bottom of it and it's got dents in the side of it? Let's take a look at what your bank account number adds up to. You guys know how to add up numbers. Okay, you always already know what what it looks like to put a vibration together. So go ahead and take your address. Go ahead and take your phone number. Go ahead and take your bank account or whatever information you want and add it up to a single digit. We're going to go over this in depth next week, so it's going to be really fun because you can realign things, you can change things, you can move, you can even realign the vibration without having to change anything. So same with your name. So, I mean, if you want to use a certain name that you like, we can always go ahead and try to align it somehow, somewhere different so that you can at least still use it. Super honest, super blessed that I'm able to talk to you guys about this. As I say, you guys can come and reach me. I do charge $100 for an hour. I will give you a full audio recording. I will give you a full report, a full over 100-page manual. It comes with a 2-year forecast of the cycle years that you're about to go through. We'll cover what it means to be in a cycle year at a future date as well. We'll go over your compatibility. It's going to go over your name in a huge way that I can't even go through. I've partnered up with some serious big wigs in the numerology industry, and the thing that you're about to get doesn't actually come just from me. I've got my intuition. I'll be able to tell you how Bobby deals with you and how Bobby knows your vibration, but I'm also going to include a goodie bag. And at the same time, if you need to come back and you want to ask more questions, we're only going to charge you $50 an hour. So reach out to me. You can email me, bobby.parihar or bobby@parihar@gmail.com. Reach out to me on Facebook, Bobby F. Parihar. Reach out to James. James, before we wrap this up, do we have any more time? Can we answer some questions? Is there anything that I mentioned to you that maybe you might like me to expand on perhaps, or that I didn't talk about enough?
Oh, wow. Yeah, just I guess regarding the name, you mentioned it yourself. People have many different types of names. So let's say you have a name that you're settling on. How do you handle, having people kind of address you by your name that you want to go with, or how do you handle that type of situation? Any recommendations?
It's a tough one because I can't go around being like, please call me Bobby F. Parihar. But if I put my name in someone's phone, I will. If I show up on Facebook, I will. On a business card, I will. People are still going to call me Bobby. I understand that that's a 641. I know that it's an imbalanced name, but you know what? You have to be odd to be number one. Dr. Seuss, baby. So you're going to have to do something in order to balance yourself out. And you're not going to be a balanced prism everywhere, like completely quadrilateral. Like you're going to have some spark to you. You're going to have some fight to you. You're going to have something. Sorry. Give me 1 second, guys. All right, guys. Sorry. So I'm going to have to cut it out pretty quickly here. But so you're going to have to address the fact that you're going through a situation. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hop into a little room here, and then we'll just continue. And then that way we get a little bit of privacy. So you can deal with the vibration that is imbalanced. You can deal with a name that's imbalanced. People aren't going to call you James K. Kim, bro. They're going to call you Jimmy. They're going to call you James. They're going to call you Jim. They're going to call you whatever it is that you go by. So if you want to change it on Facebook, it's not going to be so weird. But if you want to explain to someone, hey, why did you take a name? Someone asks you, why did you take a weird name? Like, what does that mean? You can easily introduce me. You can easily tell them that it makes you feel better. That's that's the best answer that you can give someone. It makes me feel better. It makes me feel like I have a powerful name. And it really is. It's like exactly the truth. So if you're dealing with a weird name or you want to change it, just let's this is actually another way that you can do this. And I won't go too far into it, but if you have a journal, if you have a diary, or if you have like a personal book that you can use and go with, or that you write on, you can actually align your name in private. So let's say James K. Kim is a 652, powerful vibration, imbalanced. So he's dealing with some karmic equations with his name. So now he's like, well, I want to use James K. Kim. So we had this conversation before. I actually remember we did. I'm not sure, James, if you did this or not, but if you haven't, pay attention because this is advice for you. So let's say, I like James K. Kim. It feels good. I run it well, but it's imbalanced for some reason. So let's take that name and let's put a date on it. Let's talk to the universe for a second. Let's take our mind and our muscle and our memory, and let's write down in your journal the date, the time, the place, where you are, and let's say that James K. Kim is now operating as a I don't know what you want to operate as, bro, because I know that you want to be a connector. I know that you want to be someone who helps other people. I know that you want to be someone who's wildly successful in business. So you could take like a 358. You could take an 876, like I did. You could take like a 786. I mean, if money is your biggest concern, I'm going to say 358. I'm going to say 268. I'm going to say maybe those two. If you're like, you know what, I want to make money. I want a family. I don't want to just have all the money in the world. I want to have love as well. I'm going to suggest an 876. I'm going to suggest a 786 or a 336 if you just want to be artistic. If you don't want to be too much into business, you can remove the eights altogether and just go 336 and just be a really fun husband or a really fun leader. So for you, because you want business, there's a good fight in you, you like that passion, I'm going to suggest 358 or 876. Either way, let's talk about that offline. However, we can write James K. Kim 652 or 6511 is now operating as, boom, sign it, date it, and this is your own personal love letter to the universe. Just like you were pinging people were pinging you on Facebook, when you serve something like from the inside of your mind and your body and your soul, and you put it on the earth, that's like paint. Paint in a can is wet, but paint on the wall is dry. So when you paint on the wall and you serve this vibration on Facebook, it's drying out. People are going to see it. It's going to be an expression. If you write it into your book, the universe sees it. It's expressed. Your body has made a mark on the universe to show the vibration of creation, who you truly are. So as I say, don't do this without me. I'm just showing this to you guys to interest you. Please, if you've done this already, if you are planning on doing this, or if you've already done this, just come and see me. I'll give you a free 10 minutes. Let's just quickly fix something up for you. I hate to see people with really high aspirations and amazing dreams go down just because they cut themselves down or because ego got in the way or it wasn't validated or whatever have you. Does that answer your question and then some and then start rambling there, James?
Yeah, awesome. So, yeah, great advice. Really appreciate you taking the time to speak with us about name numerology. Super interesting stuff. And I'll leave the links to get in touch with you in the description below. But thanks again, and I guess we will talk again next week.
Thank you guys so much. Can I ask you how much money do we have on the meter left here? I mean, how long have we been going for?
We might have a couple more minutes. It will give us like a 1 minute warning. So if we get to that, I'll let you know.
Do you know how? Actually, it's been almost half an hour. So we've got a few minutes left. I just want to leave you guys with an amazing prayer, okay? Because this stuff has been going pretty crazy right now. We haven't talked about cycle years. We haven't talked about time numerology very much. But 2017 adds up to 1. And that means the world went off a cliff. The 9 was a very difficult time for a lot of people. People died. People lost their jobs. People lost their minds. People lost people. And a lot of things broke. A lot of things ended. A lot of things concluded. People broke up. Relationships were over. The 20 and like 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5. It's fine. And small little steps. But if you go from 9 to 1, it's like, and then you back down to enjoying its action. Like let's, and we're going to get hard work done. A lot of people are going through a lot of breaking right now. Okay. And so I just wanted to say a prayer for anybody who's going through something right now, because you're not alone. I thought I was going through things alone, and I started talking about it, and I just realized how many people are doing this together, how many people are going through a lot of turmoil right now and a lot of brand new beginnings. Things can feel very fresh. Things can feel very raw. Just hang in there, guys, because what you've got in front of you is the ability to map out exactly what vibration you're using and exactly what vibration you're going to go into. This ability of power gives you the upper edge. It's like having a playbook. It's having a Cole's Notes to life. This says God didn't leave us a manual. No, but he left us a calculator, and that's all you need. You got the algorithm right in front of you, and you got me and James right here. James is an amazing listener. He's an amazing teacher. He knows everybody. If you need anything, this guy will find it for you. I am the best cheerleader you'll ever get. I swear, I'll be in your corner. I will help patch you up. I'll help get you guys ready for the fight. And if you're going through a fight right now and you look in your corner and there's nobody there, just put my face in there. Come over and see me. Let's get you dressed up. Let's get you ready for the fight, because there's a lot of things going on right now. And the 1 is a lot of ego. The 4 is a lot of hard work. The 3 was a lot of creativity and sweeping things under the rug. So I love you guys. I'm going to be here for you guys no matter what you guys need. And if you're going through something, my heart goes out to you. Just take a deep breath. Go for a walk around the block. Get a good glass of water in you. Eat something healthy. Get some fruits. And go hug your mom. Go hug your dad. Go hug your brother, your closest kin. Go hug your significant other, and just say to them that you love them and that this is going to be all good, and that you guys are going into great new spaces, great new places together, and have that confidence, because you know that you're here to work hard. You know that you're here to get things done. And I love you guys. So thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for being a part of this. James, I'll let you wrap this up if you want. You already said your conclusion. So I just give you guys a big prayer and a big thank you. I hope to talk to you guys really personally soon. The last few videos, the people who've responded to me, the things that have happened because of you, James, you have no idea, my brother, how much great gratitude I have for you for putting me on video, for putting me online to speak about this with you guys. It has been unbelievable. The people that I've met, the people I've helped, the things I've been able to do, absolutely awesome. And then we're only getting started. So what's happening next week? We're going to do environment numerology, and we may even be able to do cycle years. But thanks for listening, guys. Thanks for coming out.
Awesome.
Let's have a great night.
Thank you, Bobby. All right, everybody. That's a wrap. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.